Right, as we've been saying, the Liberal Democrat leader, Ed Davey, says that, and these are his words, tax exiles and washed-up footballers are among those who now want our protection in the Middle East, saying they mock ordinary people who stay in the UK and pay taxes.
Rightly expect our brave armed forces to protect British citizens around the world in crises like this. But that includes tax exiles like Isabel Oakeshott and washed-up old footballers who mock ordinary people who stay in the UK and pay our taxes here. So as we protect them, does the Prime Minister agree it is only right for tax exiles to start paying taxes to fund our armed forces just like the rest of us do?
Ed Davey there. Presumably he's referring to those washed-up footballers who are also tax exiles, and there may be a few of them too. Should UK taxpayers fund the evacuation of expats stranded in the Middle East? Joining us now, former Conservative advisor Charlie Rowley, who says, no, we have a duty to help them. We should pay for them to come back, presumably if they're ex-footballers, business class. And journalist Ben Soak, who kicked off this debate when he posted online, if you move to Dubai to avoid paying tax, why should taxpayers' money be used to bring you back? Why should it?
Well, I think that's the big question here, isn't it? And let me just say, I'm not going to come on TV and say, let's leave everybody there, let's let hellfire rain down upon them because they have moved away to not pay tax. But I think it is an important question that people who have made the decision to remove themselves from society, from the responsibilities that come with being part of society, with whether it's paying tax, being part of a community, paying tax either through personal sort of taxation or VAT, etc. I think there is a big question to be asked because these people clearly don't believe in the universalism that I believe in, the universalism that built the welfare state. These people clearly believe they're external to it. So why at this moment are we now having a debate about bringing them back?
Charlie Rowley.
Economy or business class? What are you paying for?
These are people that, if the situation determined it, they should be on flights paid for by the British government, or the British government should be sending in planes, if the airspace allowed it to, in any situation, to get British people out. There are two fundamental, I think, great things about being British, is that it doesn't matter your background, your income, whoever you are, you can use the NHS, you can get your healthcare without any kind of anxiety about the cost. If you are in a conflict zone, if you're in a war-set environment, it doesn't matter. You are British, you are an expat, but by the very addition of being an expat, you have paid into the UK. You've been a resident in the UK. Just because you've taken a better opportunity abroad somewhere,
You've also,
you should be
Charlie,
rescued.
You've also, perhaps you were a higher rate taxpayer here. As a result of going to become a tax exile, you've probably doubled your earnings. You could afford to pay a little bit to support public services, the armed forces, all of whom are going to step in to protect you.
But I don't know who Ed Davey has got the time to determine who might have been there for a number of years versus someone that might have got a job out there 6 weeks ago. You know, a number of young people that might have gone to Dubai for tax reasons. And I don't blame people if they want a better tax system, potentially, that Dubai might be compared to the UK. But there could be young people out there that have got new jobs. There are people on holiday there. There are people that might be there for 6 days, 6 weeks, 6 months. They might be there for 6 years. And if they need to be repatriated, they should be coming home.
We're talking very specifically, though, not about people that are on holiday or children that are out there or young people that are out there. We're talking very specifically about a coterie of very wealthy people who have made the decision to take themselves and their responsibilities away. I think we have spent, I'm 35 years old. I have spent most of my life hearing about benefits cheats, benefits scandal, this and that and the other. Moving away to remove yourself to pay anything into this country is a social ill. We need to start talking about it in those terms. We need to start bringing people that are utilising loopholes, people that are avoiding, people that are evading, or any other flavour of removing yourself from the responsibility that you have to be a part of this country. We should be framing that in the same way.
You would crack down on tax dodgers here.
Yes, I would. Yes, and benefits cheats.
So what's the difference?
And
they're in Dubai.
That these people, if there was a tsunami on the beaches of Benidorm, we wouldn't be having this discussion. We'd say that there's hundreds of thousands of expats there. We'd want them to come home. Of course we would. It's a right as a British
to remove themselves from tax. That's the point.
Well, they might have gone for the weather. I mean, it's pretty weather. They might have gone for all kinds of reasons.
It's one thing to say we're going to help them get back. You're paying for the flights.
And I'm very happy to.
I'm paying for the flights.
Happy to, because you know what? Because they're British citizens and they will have family in the UK. And when there is a war zone, and it is terrifying, I was listening to the programme from the very top, you know, people that have been repatriated, people that have been able to get those flights already, they have families back here.
We asked you, should UK taxpayers fund the evacuation of expats in the Middle East? 71% of you said yes.
Goodness me.
Get them to pay for their own evacuation. 29% said no.
I got confused there. 71% said they should pay.
Should taxpayers fund taxpayers?
71% have said the taxpayer should pay.
Oh, so, I beg your pardon.
Can we just go back and see that again?
Yes, right, sorry.
Just say
that again.
Say that again.
I think it's the other way
Should UK taxpayers fund the evacuation of expats in the Middle East? And 71% of you said yes, they would get them out.
And pay for it.
Well, but that is...
So the cost of living crisis...
What would happen in an evacuation.
Goodness me.
But the reality of the situation is, as Darren Jones says, it is likely to rely on commercial flights, isn't it? So actually, it is the expats paying to get themselves out.
And just to add one more thing, which I think, because it's your second story as well, when America are now saying to people, they're American citizens in 14 other countries, that they have to flee, not because they might get caught in the crossfire, because they're Americans and they could be targeting as citizens. We've got to look at that.
Yeah, Ben, taxpayers are picking up the bill.
Well, I mean, the thing is that people in this country, I think, like deserve some fairness, and they deserve a government that will stand up for that fairness.
Unfortunately, that poll says they're not agreeing with you.
Well, maybe they don't. Maybe people in this country don't. No, they do.
Richard, I'm surprised by the results of the poll, which is why I sort of misinterpreted it.